Welcome to the talk story portion of Dr. Dean Hawaii. Again, we're on the back deck of my lanai here in Kailua, Hawaii, and true to form, my neighbors decided to cut their grass, so if there's some ambient noise, I apologize ahead. It's really a privilege and an honor to have one of my Dharma sisters with me today, Dr. PatMasters. She's one of those kind of ever-ready battery type of humans that just seems to give and give and give, and with her it's so delightful. It's always in the name of helping others and serving. Her own vitae sounds like a who's who. She's has a degree from UCLA in Oriental Medicine, a master's in Buddhist study, and a PhD in political science. She's lived in Japan for 5 years, in India for 3, where she took ordination as a nun for a period of time. She's also a mama too, and presently a full-time faculty member at U of H Manoa. Her title there is Student Equity and Excellence. In her spare time, she's also writing a second book. And if that wasn't busy enough, she teaches at 3 different meditation centers. She's also the president of Hawaii Association of International Buddhists. And to me, she totally epitomizes what's known as engaged Buddhism. Social action, I think, is her middle name. It's an honor to call you a Dharma sister.
Yay. And it's an honor to be here and to be with you all the time.
Thank you. What's your motivation?
Wow. What motivates me? Life motivates me. People motivate me. Social justice motivates me. Love motivates me. I was trying to think of one thing, but it's whatever comes up in the moment that seems to want my attention. And those are sort of the major categories, I'd say.
They still all seem to be able to be wrapped around serving and helping and living life to its fullest.
Try to.
Yeah. You went in an interesting direction. I mean, not everybody marches off to Japan in pursuit of a quest of spiritual deepening. What made you take this left-hand turn to India and Japan?
It's funny because I took Japanese in high school, and so when I started UCLA, I was doing pre-med, and I was taking Japanese because in those days you had to take a language, right? We all had to take a language, and so I chose Japanese. And my first Japanese teacher at UCLA was this Vietnamese monk who had been in a Zen monastery in Japan and spoke fluent Japanese, and he started this international meditation center in downtown Los Angeles. And he said, "You got to just come and sit with me." So I started sitting with him, and I was like, oh wow. And then I went to Japan after my first year at UCLA and became so enamored of the culture, the people, the temples, the fragrances, the beauty, the aesthetics, everything, that I came back and changed my major.
Wow.
Yeah, so academically and just personally, I was fully engaged.
What makes you feel lucky to live Hawaii? What's a couple of your favorite Hawaiian words that you love thinking about and teaching from?
What makes me feel lucky that I live in Hawaii, lucky live Hawaii, is when I wake up in the morning and I go out onto my lanai and the sun is rising and the colors are beautiful and birds are singing and the air smells so nice. That's my first sort of lucky I live Hawaii. And then the words, the Hawaiian words that really touch me are lokahi, which means kind of harmony, unity, working together, interdependence.
Interdependence,
And aloha pumehana, meke aloha pumehana, I think is one of the most beautiful expressions because it's not just love, it's containing care and warmth. You know, the whole pumehana part of it it's with a real deep caring and warmth. And so I like that expression a lot. I love it when I hear particularly Native Hawaiian people saying it. It just feels beautiful.
Feels beautiful.
Yeah.
there probably wasn't a lot of women doing what you were doing in Japan or India. You've been a pioneer in so many situations.
I'm old.
I wasn't going there, but how has that changed, and what advice would you give to other young women now who want to live outside the box and live true to their own song?
You know, I'd say do it. Just do it. I met Alan Watts right before he died, and there were a bunch of us sitting around, you know, with him after he gave his talk. And so I asked him, I said, what advice do you have you know, for us? And he said, well, I'll tell you, he said, love what you're doing. He said, if you're not happy with what you're doing, stop doing it.
Wow.
It was so profound, it was so simple, and it was so profound, because I'd never thought that I had the right at that point. And then it was like, yes, do what you want to do, just do it without harming yourself or other people. And I don't know about boxes. I think those are, you know, they're artifices, you know, they're things that people create around us and in us and on top of us, and I say go for it.
That's reminiscent of Steve Jobs' commencement address to Stanford about don't waste time living somebody else's life.
Yeah, exactly. Don't waste time. Yeah.
You have 2 children. What are some of your just hopes for them and fears for them in the present situation?
I hope for them that there's a planet that's viable when they get to be our age. I hope that for them, that the planet will continue to put up with us, you know, and that we'll be getting smarter about how we're gonna reside here. That's one of the things I really hope. And I see a lot of hope in young people right now. I really do. The back to the farm movements, you know, the organic food movements, the social justice movements. I'm so happy. I am so happy to see that, especially, you know, I'm at UH and I see these young people just exploring and questioning and engaging, and it's not all about got to get out of here in 4 years so I can join the corporation. They're pretty akamai about the corporation at this point, you know. I don't think too many people are enamored.
You just slipped in a beautiful Hawaiian word, akamai. It's one of my favorite. Akamai, define akamai.
I'd say skillful.
Skillful.
Like skillful means. Somebody has the means to skillfully do something.
They know how something works.
Yep.
We used to use the old word grok. They grok something.
They grokked it.
And they knew how to make this work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a profound challenge come into your life just a couple of years ago. So if we make this too personal, but on the other hand, there was such teaching in it, in the sense that you were diagnosed with serious breast cancer, stage 4, if I remember correctly.
Well, no, what happened was, when I was first diagnosed, it was stage 2B. And then I had the surgery I did. I was a good little patient. I did all of the things they asked me. I did radiation, much to my chagrin. I did the, you know, surgery and everything. And then 4 years later, it came back full force. It had metastasized to the area around my heart and to the base of my spine and to the top of my neck and to my left shoulder. And the prognosis wasn't good. That's when it was like, less than 2 years. So I called my daughter over from California. I said, I need you to help me, you know, make the will and do an advance directive. And I didn't have a kind of, I didn't feel bad or terrible about it. I felt prepared. And that was interesting, to feel prepared or able to pass, you know. And it was so helpful to me. It was so beneficial to see that, you know, to see that was my response. So my daughter came, and we even went so far as to make the playlist for the party after. And then we went to my oncologist, and he came walking in the room, and he had this kind of weird smirk on his face, and Kimmy, my daughter, said, what? And he said, the cancer's gone. This was 6 months after I'd had a PET scan that had revealed all of these places. So I had done intense treatment of a kind of alternative grouping, I would say. Things like acupuncture and changed my diet. I had a good diet anyway, so I just went to more cruciferous vegetables, dropped sugar from my diet, dropped breads and glucose and things that turn into sugar quickly, and because sugar is something that feeds the cancer. I did a lot of studying, a lot of research. I'm an academic, so I have to go. I did a Medline search on all the different alternatives that were being tested, and then the things that were happening outside of the whole allopathic world. So I did a whole litany of things, and I did CBD oil, which is cannabinoid diol, which is the non-psychoactive part of the cannabis plant. And I had Hawaiian healers, 8 of them, work on my body at one time. And I felt that was when the cancer lifted. I definitely felt it lift as heat out of my body. And these were beautiful healers. Some of them are MDs, some of them are La'au Lapa'au, some of them are just healers. And there was a 9-year-old boy in the group, and he had been coming there with his mother, who had the same situation as I, where there was a recurrence and metastasis. And he came and he sat on the couch, and then one day during the healing, you're on a massage table and they're doing it's sort of energetic healing. He walked up to the table and he went right to this particular place on her body, and he just put his hands in the air above her. And my friend Peter, who's the kumu, said, "Oh my gosh, he's got a gift."
Wow.
And he took him in as a haumana, a student, and he's been with him over a year now. And he said the most profound thing to me. He came up and he whispered in my ear, he said, "Auntie, you have all these thoughts in your head, all this stuff going on." He said, "All you need to think about is happiness." I was like,
wow.
"Oh, you're so right."
Wow, where'd this child get his wisdom, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was beautiful. So I had that. I had a Georgian healer, a woman from the Russian state.
Right.
Yeah, Lara. So I had her work on me 3 times, and then again later another 3 times. And I felt things move with her energetic work. I had 3 different kinds of acupuncture. One which is metabolic, and all the needles are put into your stomach and diaphragm area. And then regular, sort of Chinese inspired. And then this other sort of interesting amalgamation, a Japanese woman using very fine needles, Japanese needles. And based on the same thing, but just a slightly different touch. Yeah.
And you had a huge Ohana group praying for you and wishing well for you.
And absolutely, and a friend of mine put up that caring bridge, and people, there were 300-400 people I hadn't even heard from in 20 years, old students of mine, cousins in New Zealand,
Yeah, all of a sudden.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And so the oncologist said to me, "So I see you responded to my medicine very well." And he's kind of smiling, and he said, "What do you attribute this to?" And I said, "I attribute it to love."
Wow.
To love.
Boy.
To compassion and love of people, and the capability of people to give that kind of energy
to care.
out.
To care for one another, right? Who has been 3 people you admire who's been important to you in your life?
My mom, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and Thich Nhat Hanh, I think.
Thich Nhat Hanh's been.
Yeah.
I imagine you thought about this, so I don't think it's too out of the question. What would you like your epitaph to say? What's the going out words from Pat to her world, the world she served so wholeheartedly?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That might be it.
We'll put that one in there. That's capitals, I assume. Okay.
You know, it's a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of me wants to be flippant and say, I had more than my share
Mm-hmm.
of it all,
Mm-hmm.
you know, of happiness and, you know, friendships and love and all that. But that's flip. It's really flip. And I think, yeah, I'd really have to think that.
All right, let's pass
Yeah.
on that one
Yeah.
and come back.
Yeah.
But in closing, I want to again repeat that you've been a true inspiration to me and to
And
many
you to me.
people. I want to thank you for taking time today, and I just look forward to being with you for many years, I hope, and also to seeing all that you accomplished and to seeing this book in print.
Yay!
Cause,
Yay!
Yeah, because I know there'll be a great big fireworks when that happens. So,
I hope we can still all read.
so
Thank you.
much
Dean.
aloha and
Thank you.
mahalo.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, good.
And-
Traditional meditation, one of the oldest forms of meditation, which is shamatha, but it has a larger focus, and it's on loving kindness. It's called the metta meditation. So if you can just find a comfortable position and gently close your eyes, bring your attention into your heart, and think about your own being and what you would wish for your own being. There's a little bit of a kind of poem or a formula that goes along with this meditation, and it goes like this. You can take the words in any way you want, but it's, may you be free from suffering. May you be happy and healthy. May you find peace in your heart. May you live a long, loving life. And then take that kind of feeling towards somebody you love, somebody you care about, and wish for them. May you be free from suffering. And may you be happy and healthy, and know peace in your life. May you live a long, loving, loved life, and may you extend loving kindness out to all others. And then take somebody who's a little difficult to deal with because they need the loving kindness as well, and offer, may you be free from suffering, and may you be happy and healthy, and may you know peace in your heart, and have a long and loving and loved life, and learn to extend loving kindness out to all others. If we can extend it out just as far as we can, may we all be free from suffering. May we be happy and healthy and know peace in our hearts. May we live long, loving and loved lives. May we extend loving kindness out as far and as wide as we can. And then bring all of that loving kindness back into your own heart and let it rest. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into this space.
One thought I had, Pat, while you gave that beautiful guided meditation was, this needs to be at the beginning of the national 5:30 news and 6 o'clock news.
Oh, what an
so
idea.
many of us care so deeply for each other and our world, and it's time that message of upliftedness and kindness and care got out versus just the message of fear and doomsday.
Absolutely.
Again, I thank you, Pat.
Yeah, and I thank you.
Let's keep on trucking, as we say.
Okay. Maybe that'll be on my epitaph.
Keep on trucking. Great Eastern Sun, we say.
Yay.
So no sound.
Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to be saying something?
You're not supposed to say anything.
Okay.
That's the whole. So I just need to see your head nod. I need to see maybe an expression change, so you get what he's saying, something like that. So I'll keep my mouth shut now.
Okay. Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Rolling.
It is hard, isn't it? Yeah.
You just say one, Rob.
Rolling. So just stay there. I need.
I only have it finished too. I don't have any priority. Have you ever seen China? He's staying here. He's at the bottom. Ready?